I was in 8th grade, and one day I was passing by the gym and I saw them doing ballroom dancing, and I said, oh, this is something different. I wanted to try, so that's why I joined.
But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you, you're under my skin.
Well, I'm a very shy person. Like, I don't like talking in front of people or anything. And dancing, you don't have to do that. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow.
American Dance Wheels is an organization that teaches people who use wheelchairs how to dance with a standing partner. So it's one seated and one standing person. Widener Memorial School is part of the Philadelphia School District, and everyone uses a wheelchair in the school. Some use power chairs, some use manual chairs. So it was an absolutely wonderful fit to convince the school district that this would be something that the children that went there would enjoy. There were probably 8 children in the class in the beginning, and we had maybe 5 standing partners. Now we have 27 to 29 seated dancers, and the last count was 17 to 24 standing partners. So the program has really expanded, and we're very proud of it.
We fell in love, but not in cold. Watch me as I dance under the spotlight.
Ready?
I started ballroom dancing in 8th grade because I saw my friends doing it, and they just looked like they were having so much fun. And I always asked the gym teacher, like, when can I start? How do I do this? One day she just told me to come in, and I did, and I loved it.
In 2nd grade, my mother transferred me over to Widener, and I met this beauty over here, Deja Teller, and we've been best friends ever since. She had heard about ballroom dancing long before I did. I didn't know what it was, but she would just like take time out of class and she would come back and be like, ballroom dancing was so much fun today. We did this and that and that and that. You really need to try it. And I was like, nah, I don't think I want to try it. Nah, I'm okay.
Quick, slow, and quick.
I didn't think I was gonna like it because Miss Melinda was just in her full mode, like, you gotta get this right. And I was like, she's probably the meanest teacher ever. I'm not gonna like her. But then I was just like, all right, I'm gonna give it one more shot. And I stuck with it. Before you knew it, I was a regular like ballroom dancer, and it was cool.
My classmates, they were like, Noni, you have to try it. And I was hesitant because I was like, I can't dance, what do I know? And one day, I watched my friends do it and I fell in love with it.
Slow, slow, slow. My daughter Jenna was a dancer and I was a ballroom dancer. She became disabled at the age of 11. When her disability became too difficult for her to move around without using a walker or a wheelchair. I didn't dance anymore either because I didn't want to dance if she couldn't dance. And so we thought that was the end of dancing as well. Fortunately, we met a gentleman who used a wheelchair, and when he found out that my daughter had been a dancer, he began to be more inquisitive about whether or not it was possible for him to dance with a standing partner. And our dance teacher said that she felt that she could do something with him. She decided that I would be his standing partner. And so for hours and hours and hours, we put together the regular ballroom and Latin dance steps adapted for one seated and one standing person and created an American-style syllabus. So my daughter Jenna was able to dance, and it was one of her favorite activities because it was something that she could do that made her feel as though she was socializing in a way that was mainstream and gave people the idea and the impression that she could do anything as long as it was adapted for somebody that's seated in a wheelchair. In 2007, my daughter passed away from her disability, and as a way for me to stay connected to Jenna, I wanted to help people with disabilities dance.
I like ballroom dancing because it gave me something else to do and like take my mind off of like schoolwork and the struggles, and it was just something that I was like really passionate about because I didn't think I was going to be able to dance.
We have been teaching at Widener for the last 8 years, and our standing partners come from Temple University's Recreation Therapy Department.
I'm a sophomore at Temple University, and I'm involved with American Dance Wheels because of my adapted sports class that I take. Wheelchair dancing is super inclusive with able-bodied individuals and individuals with disabilities, and I feel like you don't always get that, especially with sports, and so I really like that.
Dancing's fun. I'm not the best dancer, but American Dance Wheels seemed very interesting. It was every week, and as soon as I came here, I just enjoyed it right off the bat. It's nice to see how happy it makes everybody here, and it's just nice to see how everybody overcomes barriers.
Okay, so we're going to do foxtrot now. You ready? 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and...
I like the foxtrot because it was like different strategies that you had to learn and going around the room instead of just sitting in one spot.
So quick, slow.
It was something that I grown to love over the years, so I just stuck with it.
Quick, slow.
After I graduated, I really wanted to continue dancing, and so when I got here to English, I talked to the director of therapeutic recreation, and I was like, I really want this to continue, and I think people would like it here. And they got in contact with Melinda, and the rest was history.
And quick, stop. Nice job. We began to move all over the country so that therapists and teachers in schools and universities, and also ballroom dance teachers, would be interested in opening their doors to people with disabilities.
And look at my partner.
We've done a wheelchair dance study in Palo Alto, California with the Veterans Hospital, and it was extremely successful. And the results of the study were that ballroom dance does great things for people that use wheelchairs, spiritually, psychologically, and physically.
I was not much of a dancer before this class, but you don't really need that much experience because Melinda is so great with teaching you the steps and working with what you can do. I was still able to dance and get something out of it. My perception of individuals with disabilities has changed after taking this class just by really solidifying the fact that disability doesn't define you.
I felt like I was able to express my feelings and my emotions through dance that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise.
So this is the rumba.
You know, you watch the movies, you watch Save the Last Dance or West Side Story or something, where they're like doing all this choreography. But me as a kid, I didn't ever think like, okay, when I grew up, like I'm gonna be able to do that. I wanted to, but I just never thought that I would be able to. And then when I took the class and I saw that everybody was doing it because it was adapted, I was like, you know what? I can do this. I remember like being super duper nervous, like, oh my God, I'm gonna mess up. We went out there and he spun me around. And I just remember thinking that that was like the most freeing thing in the world.
Slow.